Tifa is on her way to Street Fighter 6. The oft-requested fighting game guest character is about to make her pugilistic debut. One second. Hello? I'm kind of in the middle of something here. Uh-huh. What do you mean it's not her debut? She's been in a fighting game before?
That's right. As much as fighting game fans have been asking for an appearance from Tifa in their favorite title, this Street Fighter 6 appearance isn't her first rodeo. In fact, Final Fantasy characters have been making appearances in brackets for longer than you might think. Don't believe me? Well, let's mosey on over to our list of Final Fantasy guest appearances in fighting games. Number 1. Chocobo, Tobal 2. Tobal 2 is a cult favorite amongst many fighting game fans, even though we never got an official release here in the West. Boasting a roster of 200 or so characters, there was bound to be a few references scattered throughout the cast, but I was surprised to find out that you can play as everyone's favorite mode of transport in Final Fantasy, the Chocobo. To unlock the Chocobo, you can catch one in the game's quest mode, or you can do what I did and just let the game idle on the title screen. If you watch all of the demo videos, and there are a lot of them, the Black Chocobo will unlock. Chocobo isn't much of a fighter as it seems to have a very limited moveset, but it's still pretty neat to go toe-to Beak in a unique fashion. Number 2. Noctis, Tekken 7. Everyone's favorite boy band frontman made his debut in Tekken 7 as the final member of its Season 1 DLC lineup back in 2018, to a bit of a mixed reception.
Nobody asked for this!
With fellow guests Akuma and Geese already proven to be demons in bracket play, the idea of another guest character being added to the game was a tough pill for some to swallow. While I never made it past the first hour of Final Fantasy 15 myself, I also was on the fence about Noctis' inclusion, but seeing how he played in Tekken made me think otherwise. His wide arsenal of weapon and aerial techniques allowed him to play from interesting ranges without straying too far from Tekken's core fighting philosophies, and I personally love how they incorporated his magical attacks into his moveset. While it took a minute for fans to warm up to Noctis, he did see competitive play with notable Tekken players such as Cherry Berry Mango and FDX piloting him to great success.
Whoa, those sweet media takes it! Oh my God!
Number 3. Cloud and Sephiroth, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. In probably the most popular entry on this list, both Cloud and Sephiroth make an appearance in Super Smash Bros., with Cloud joining the roster in Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS, and Sephiroth joining him in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Though I'm not a huge Smash player myself, I really enjoy these two guest appearances due to how faithful they are not only to the characters, but the game systems of Final Fantasy VII. Cloud's special moves revolve around him charging his limit gauge, fittingly so as his special moves are based on his limit breaks from Final Fantasy VII. While he can use his special moves without filling that meter, a maxed out limit gauge increases their effectiveness while also giving him various stat buffs. And while you don't really get to play as Sephiroth in the original FF7, he does have access to a lot of his powerful techniques from his appearances in the series such as Octoslash and Gigaflare. And of course, both characters have their ultimate moves from FF7, Omnislash and Supernova, as their final smash attacks. Number 4. Clive, Tekken 8. This one is going to be a bit more polarizing than the last Tekken entry on our list. Clive hails from Final Fantasy 16, where he's Ifrit's dominant, which means he's got a whole host of magical abilities, like turning into a 15-story high kaiju. Like Noctis, Clive brings a lot of flavor from his home game into Tekken, but they've turned up the Final Fantasy-ness here to 11. He's got an arsenal of magical weapons and special abilities from the other icons of FF16, such as Leviathan and Bahamut, and lots of tools that lead to an aggressive 50-50 rushdown style once he wins the mid-range game. He's seen a decent amount of success on the competitive circuit as well, with Chikrin using Clive to make the finals of many Tekken tournaments. While the Tekken team managed to replicate Clive's FF16 gameplay faithfully, he is a bit of a divisive figure in the game as he further represents how the series has strayed from its martial arts focus in recent years. But hey, at least Torgal combos are cool. And finally, number 5, Tifa, Cloud, Vincent, Sephiroth, Zack, Yuffie, and Red 13, Ehrgeiz. Imagine you're a 10-year-old me roaming the alley of your favorite Brooklyn arcade, and you stumble on a fighting game you've never seen before, let alone can pronounce. Hey, this kinda looks cool, but I think I'd rather play Carnival right now, you say to yourself. But then you notice a familiar face and ask, was that Tifa? Ehrgeiz is a 1998 fighting game made by Dream Factory, the developers of Tobal and acclaimed PlayStation 2 smash hit The Bouncer, and published by Namco in partnership with Squaresoft. That last part is pretty important, as one of the main selling points of the arcade port of the game were the Final Fantasy VII guest appearances by both Cloud and Tifa. The PlayStation 1 port took this a bit further by adding Yuffie, Vincent, Sephiroth, and Zack to the roster as well. There's even a reference to Red 13 in one of Django's alternate costumes. It's not the most accurate of portrayals for the FF7 cast on this list, but the game does have a soft spot in my heart for letting me play as some of my favorite Final Fantasy characters in a fighting game for the first time. God bless the ring. And that's the list. All these Final Fantasy appearances are pretty unique, and if you're excited about Tifa coming to Street Fighter 6, I hope you take some time to check out some of these other great Final Fantasy guest appearances in fighting games. As always, you can support my work over at patreon.com/holdbacktoblock, and if you like this list, you'll enjoy our list of the worst matchups in fighting games, which you can watch right here.